Hi, we are at the Future Powertrain Conclave of Autocar Professional, and we have with us Mr. Dinesh Arjun, co-founder and CEO of Raptee. Thank you for joining us, sir. Sir, I would like to know the overall industry view of EVs, especially in two-wheelers that your company specializes in. What's your take on that, and how Tamil Nadu as a state, is contributing to the overall EV growth in the country?
Sure. No, thanks. First of all, thanks for having me. We're Raptee. We're an electric motorcycle company. We're pioneering in essentially bringing electric car technology to two-wheelers. What we believe that this will do is bring essentially charging standardization, because today range anxiety is the biggest question, and we become the first electric motorcycle to leverage electric cars chargers that are already around India. Right, we have about 26,000 chargers deployed in India, and we become the first two-wheeler to be able to leverage that. And I think that's essentially what I also think about the electric two-wheeler industry. Right? Today, I think we lack standardization, and what happens because of that is customers don't know where they can charge or how they can use their vehicles. Until this awareness really comes out, it's going to be very difficult even for the industry to expect people to buy into a product which they don't even know where they can charge, right? So that's essentially what we're trying to bring to the EV, or rather at least the two-wheeler space. What I believe is India actually can be the leader in terms of electric vehicle adoption, though a lot of the adoption has been in different segments in commercial vehicles, cars, and two-wheelers. I think the two-wheeler industry will see a hockey stick kind of a climb where adoption will accelerate, but for that, obviously, we do need this standardization to come in across the industry. Tamil Nadu government has been extremely supportive for us. Obviously, we're native to Chennai, and we've set up our factory here. We've received tremendous amount of support both from the state and the center, but TN government has obviously been really helpful in terms of driving our story and getting us to where we are today. So yeah.
So you think that lack of standardization in EV charging is one of the hurdles, right? And how can we, overcome that infrastructure problem in India?
Sure. So obviously, we look at charging in a completely different light than how you look at fuel stations, right? People are not gonna go to a charger every day. It's not gonna be the same way you use gas stations. You predominantly charging is gonna happen at home and at your workplace, right? But when charging is required, you cannot be okay. Where is the how long? You can't always be thinking about how long will it take for me to reach home. Do I have enough juice to go back home or go back to my office? Right? You do need charging stations that a customer can have the freedom to say, okay, even if I do run out of charge, I can walk into a charging station close by, stop for 10 minutes, get enough juice to head back home. And I think that will really drive confidence, which will then drive adoption into electric vehicles. Today, there is no real public charging infrastructure for the two-wheelers, right? Two-wheelers don't really have. There are very few OEMs who even have a charging standard, and even those are extremely scattered and far and few. So what we're doing essentially is getting on the car charging network, which gives us access to not only the largest charging network, but also the fastest growing as well. I think about 3 months ago the number was 22,000. Now it's 26,000. It's exponentially increasing, and I think that's what the two-wheeler industry also needs to do. More importantly, again, charging is one part of the problem. I think the other thing is also that people think about electric vehicles, more importantly electric scooters, as a product that is serving total cost of ownership and cheaper to run and better for the environment, just those attributes, right? What I really believe is you need more products that are seen as an upgrade to what petrol vehicles today are, and an electric vehicle can be that. It's just that we're not using the right technologies to bring to the two-wheeler industry today, and that's what we are hoping to change.
People are also, apprehensive of adopting EVs because there have been cases of they're not aware of the technology first of all, and you ventured in like in 2019, and now you have come a long way. What challenges did you face in order to spread awareness among customers?
Sure. Again, we're still pretty early on in our sales journey. We've been an R&D company for 5 out of our 6 years of existence, so we're still doing quite a bit to kind of get our brand out there. I think just the sheer nature of the industry and the new brands that have come in and whether positive or negative publicity, that's really kind of created awareness for the entire EV space. So there are other brands who have done significant heavy lifting to kind of create that awareness. But now people are thinking about electric, but now you need to tell them that electric is not just the future; it's today, and it's actually going to be make your life a lot more simpler than you using gas powered vehicles. So I think the industry is already doing that. We're still kind of riding on that wave. Now that we're here, we're talking about, like I said, standardization and the importance of why an electric vehicle needs to really outperform a petrol powered vehicle, right? Not just be a plus one alternative or another two wheeler that you have in the house, right? I think that's what we're doing. The bigger way that we're going to push this is by giving the experience. We want to give test rides. We want to go to as many geographies as we possibly can and show what the vehicle can deliver. I think that's going to be, that's going to be a better sell than actually going and marketing or advertising ourselves.
Another hurdle can be the cost of EVs, and though customers need to know that EVs in the longer run are actually cheaper than ICE vehicles
Sure.
and petrol diesel vehicles actually. How do you communicate this gap, this
Sure.
awareness?
Sure. No, I think we also need to understand that personal mobility or personal vehicles are not bought, for total cost of ownership. And just driving a total cost of ownership dialogue with somebody who's looking to buy a personal car or a personal two wheeler is going to be very difficult, right? Because it's about what you can afford today and not, how much you'll end up paying 3 years down the line, right? You when you make any choice of, like, let's say if you want to buy a car, you say I'm going to buy a 10 lakh rupee car. You never say I'm going to buy a car that's going to be 10 lakhs at the end of my the life cycle, right? So I think price parity is very important, and I believe that we've already gotten there. I think electric cars today are as affordable, obviously, owing to kind of some of the subsidies and road tax benefits that each state has. Electric cars today have achieved price parity. In fact, I think if I'm not wrong, I think the cheapest electric car that's sold in India today, which is the Tata Tiago, is actually more affordable than a Wagoner. So that's something. But I think that awareness is not out there yet, and that's something very similar that we're trying to do in the EV industry. Whatever segment that we enter in, we want to have price parity with the two wheelers that are already in this category. For example, we're entering into the 300cc equivalent range, where we want to be on par in terms of purchase price, not total cost of ownership, but upfront purchase price with a competing 300cc ICE motorcycle. And I think that's how we're also trying to push this story. Yeah.
Right. One more question on the EV charging part. For intracity, the the electric vehicles are very much fine, right? But the problem that many people say complain about is that the intercity commute. So how many years do you think that this intercity commute will be possible for most of the customers?
Sure. No, I think that comes back to charging infrastructure and standardization again, right? Today, you go to any highway, I can guarantee you will find at least one CCS charging station every 50 kilometers, right? Charging infrastructure is there. I myself do Chennai Bangalore all the time in my electric car, right? And this is like one of the more affordable ones as well, right? So if I'm able to do it in this car, where we have the Mahindras coming up with some beautiful cars with extremely long range, I think that's going to become a thing of the past. Doing Chennai Bangalore, and even the way back, a round trip without a charge is going to be something that's going to come very, very soon. So I don't think it is a challenge, and I've been doing it for the last 4 years of my life. I've been doing Chennai Bangalore, so I think it's there. It's just that the awareness of that is not there. Like, even if I tell my colleagues that I've been able to do this, people will be like, okay, what did you have to go through to kind of endure that process? Right? Absolutely nothing. I go from here, and if I need to charge, I stop for, let's say, breakfast or lunch, and there's enough and more charging stations that are possible. But in the two wheeler space, again, I think largely because there's no standardization is what we're kind of struggling with, and we believe we can actually change that.
Lastly, I would like to know Raptee's plan of expansion all over the India.
No, I think the first thing for us is to start slow deliveries and ensure that the customers who are adopting our products initially are happy with the products that we're putting out, and that's what our focus is right now. We want to go slow on expansion, slow on geographical expansion as well. We want to ensure that every customer that buys into our product is extremely satisfied with their product. So that's our priority for now. We do have expansion plans, but that's not really what we're pushing for today.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thanks a lot
much.
for having me.